So this is a video that I have been thinking about making for quite a long time now. For many months, actually, this has been on my list of video ideas, and that was to talk about my experiences living with anxiety. I didn't make this video until now because I've been really anxious about making this video. Go figure, I know. There's a lot to talk about with this topic, but I guess I'll start by giving a little background of my experiences living with anxiety over the years. I mean, obviously I was bullied in school, and that was terrible, and I was a very anxious kid all the time. I remember examples of anxiousness in school would be like, am I in the right classroom? Oh my God, what if I'm not? What if I'm not in the right classroom? What if I went to the wrong place? Are those kids making fun of me? I bet they're making fun of me. Oh boy, do I hate being here. This is a new experience. New experiences suck. Going to school every year was just, oh boy, was it nerves. And I felt terrified and horrified. But you might be thinking right now, like, that's normal, right? Everyone's nervous about something. That's not anxiety. That's not living with anxiety. And that's just one of the many examples of anxiety where many people will have that, but it's always felt like through my whole life I experience anxiety to an extent that is not at all normal for people. Going to school a little bit more when we were in class and they were talking about some scientific thing that grossed me out or whatever, and a normal person would just be like, ew. But I straight up leaned back in my chair, went like a weird noise, like this weird noise, because I had passed out. And my teacher didn't think I actually passed out. And luckily, the kid behind me quickly grabbed my chair and helped me before my head just went right on the ground. So he kind of saved me. Thank you, whoever that was. That was great. But it's because in my head, I'll think about something and I make it worse by thinking about it more, like, that thing sucks. Man, I really hate that thing. Wouldn't it suck if I kept thinking about that thing? Boy, that thing really sucks. Oh man, I'm thinking about that thing a lot. Oh my God, I feel really terrible. It's awful, it's horrible, it's horrible. And it's that anxiety like that it happens quite often, actually. It's not always that exaggerated where I'll pass out. But I do have another example in my life where anxiety has caused me to physically pass out. And that's when I was at the eye doctor. They did a little puff of air test to check glaucoma or whatever. And yeah, I was like, oh, that feels weird. I don't like that. Oh no. Oh. And then I passed out. Because one of my worst fears actually, besides, death, is passing out. So I go, oh boy, I know I'm starting to feel anxious. Oh, I hope I don't pass out. Oh no, passing out would suck. Oh boy. And then you just keep on thinking about it. You're like, passing out would be terrible. And then you get what is called an anxiety attack. And now some people experience anxiety attacks differently than one another. I, unfortunately, experience them to the extent that they cause me to physically pass out. Which, if you're lucky enough not to experience, good on you. But if you experienced it before, waking up from passing out, oh man, it's the most miserable feeling. It's so bizarre, and everything just feels awful, and I can't even begin to explain how much it just feels terrible to wake up from passing out, and the terror before you do pass out. So my anxiety is generally from a cause. I do have generalized anxiety, yes, but usually it's a thing in the environment or a situation that'll cause me to get very anxious. However, when it comes to social situations, that is where I have a lot of anxiety as well. Any situation that is new and unfamiliar, I am a ball of anxiousness. It could be a social situation or just an unfamiliar environment. Driving in a new spot I haven't been, I hate it so much. It is so unnerving to me to be in some environment that's not familiar. And again, you might think, well, that's normal. People don't, new things will scare them. But it's like when I'm at a party and I don't have a friend around me to talk to me and be there with me, like actually there with me, paying attention to me, so I feel like there's a level of comfort. I shut down sometimes. I've got better at it, but an example is when I went to Seattle, I was at a party and I was very overwhelmed. There was like 60 people there. There was a whole room of people doing drugs, which I personally wasn't comfortable with. That's not my thing, and it just made me nervous, but whatever. And just there were so many people and I didn't know anybody. I was in a state that I'd never been in before, and I actually got an anxiety attack so bad I went into their walked-in closet, cuddled in a ball, and started crying to myself alone because I was so overwhelmed. I couldn't handle it, and I shut down. And it doesn't usually get to that point where it's that bad, but when it does, God, it sucks. Oftentimes it'll be like I'm at a party or a gathering, and I usually just think, I hate myself. I hate that I'm here. I wish I was somewhere else. I just start getting like the anxiousness manifests in like negative thoughts where it's like, why am I so weird? Why am I such a piece of shit? Like, why can't I be normal? Like, why can't I be like these guys next to me just talking to each other, enjoying it, and not have to think about everything you say, hope that you don't say something stupid? It's terrible. Even at conventions, whenever a person comes up to me and talks to me, and this is so ironic because I have a job where I am a personality and talk to the audience constantly, but when I'm at a convention and someone comes up to me that I don't know and tries to talk to me, my brain immediately just goes, oh my God, pretend you don't hear them, just make yourself comfortable. This is uncomfortable. You don't want to say something stupid. You don't want to let them down. You're gonna look stupid. Just like, and you just anxiety the whole time. And so when people come up to me, I'm trying to keep my cool, on the outside, but internally, usually, I mean, sometimes maybe not, but usually I'm freaking out and I'm just trying to be calm and I'm trying to not seem like I'm weird because, I'm weird, but I try to not let them down. I try to not let my anxiety show. And I just hope for the best from that interaction. And over the years, admittedly, I have gotten better about social interaction with people I'm not familiar with, because one of the things with anxiety that I have learned personally is that the more you subject yourselves to the things that are giving you these anxiety attacks or just general anxiety, the better you become. Now, I'm not going to say it ever gets cured, but definitely better. When I was younger, it used to be when I went to the doctor's office, I would be a nervous wreck with stomach aches, like this, just not wanting to be there, scared. And then when they had to give me a shot or something, I have almost passed out from it before. But I've gotten to the point where, yes, I still get a little bit of nerves, a little bit of a stomach ache, but I can go to the doctor's office and I can do it all. I can get a shot and I'll be fine because I've done it so many times that I tell myself, I'm like, this isn't that bad. You've done it before. Nothing bad really happened from it, and you can get through this. And that doesn't cure all of the anxiety, but it does make it better. The more you do it, the better it becomes. Now, one thing I have not been able to get over is getting my blood drawn. And no matter how many times I've done that, oh boy, every time I had to fight passing out. It got to the point where I finally called up my doctor's office and I was like, look, I need to get a blood test, but I am so sick of feeling like I am going to pass out and fight it off every time. I just want to take something to make this easier for me. And they prescribed the lowest dose of Xanax for that. And I was anxious about taking something, of course. They gave me 2 pills and they said you can take 1 or 2 if you need it. So I took 1 of these Xanax that were prescribed to me legally. And I went to get my blood drawn and I was not shaking in the waiting room. I went there and I wasn't like I wasn't like high or anything. I was just calm. And the thought I had was, oh, this is what a normal person just feels like every day. You don't realize how bad your anxiety is until you actually experience a time where you don't have it. I was just like, wow, I just feel normal. And of course, that I got my blood drawn and they were like, we need more blood actually. And I was like, okay, got it done, didn't care. Wasn't gonna pass out, didn't feel bad. I just felt normal. Like what I imagine it is normal. And that was so crazy to me. When I was younger, I didn't even know that anxiety was a thing. Like it's different now. The conversation around mental health is definitely improved and people are more open and willing to talk about it. But when I was younger, I I didn't even know that anxiety was a thing that wasn't normal. It has painted so much of my life over the years, and it's made me so much that it's insane to think about now. I still suffer with it so much every day. Some days I'm okay, and some days it's really terrible, but it just sucks because every new social interaction is a challenge. And it's a thing that a lot of people just don't understand. Because I want to meet new people. I want to talk to new people. But something about me isn't right. Where the anxiety makes it so hard. And it's always been so hard. But the more I do it, the better I become. But I'm not sure. At this point, I'm considering going on medication for anxiety and finally talking to a doctor about it, which of course I have anxiety about talking to the doctor about it. Like, of course. Like, duh. I've tried like CBD oil because I heard that helps and it's legal in Michigan, but I don't think it does anything. So I might be talking to the doctor about anxiety medication. I've been trying to deal with it myself for the last couple of years now that I know it's a thing, but I'm not sure if I need the medication to finally help me be normal, at least in terms of anxiety, or what I should do. Because I know a lot of people go on the meds and it helps them, and some people go through many before they find the right ones. Or some people, the CBD oil works, or some people just kind of deal with it on their own over time. I don't know. I just kind of wanted to make a video to explain to you guys, like, just a little bit. Maybe someone will understand now that, like, when I meet someone new or something, I'm trying my best. Like, internally, usually I'm freaking out, but man, I'm trying my best. And I want people to have some understanding about it. And by no means do I want people to stop coming up to me and talking to me at conventions or treating me any different because of this video. That is not my intent. I don't want people to treat me differently because of this. I just want people to understand it, because the only way to get better without possibly medication is to constantly conquer that horrible anxiety I get from every new interaction. So again, I don't want to discourage anyone from coming up to me at a con or anything like that. And I don't want you to, like, treat me like I'm broken or something, or have to, like, talk differently to me or anything like that. I don't want that, but I just want you guys to hear some of my past experiences and what I've gone through. And I want more people to be aware that anxiety is a thing. Because when I was younger, I didn't know anxiety was a thing. And boy, do I wish it was more common knowledge. Because then maybe I would have known why, some of the reason why I was so different from other kids. And maybe I could have dealt with it better. So just telling more people about this, I hope, is beneficial. Because you're not alone in your anxiety. You're not. And that also pertains to things like depression, which I'm not going to touch in this video. But spoiler alert, I deal with that too. But with your anxiety, you're not alone. A lot of people experience it, and your abnormality is normal in a way, because it's pretty common. It sucks to deal with. I just want to give one more example because I thought of it, because this one was extreme. It used to be when I was on the highway driving. I used to get to the point highway driving where I would start to have anxiety attacks that would bring me close to passing out. And this is while driving 70 miles on the highway. And I would have to calm myself down. I'd have to be like, whoa, stop. Like, you can't have an anxiety attack now. It will kill you. And the way I was able to get over that particular one was to tell myself, I was like, look, you have to either get over this anxiety right now, or it could kill you. And I personally don't want to die. So after I kept telling my brain, I was like, you have to stop, like, the anxiety attacks on the highway, or I really could kill myself or hurt someone else. And somehow I actually was able to get over. I don't have anxiety attacks on the highway now. I've gotten a little close a couple times, but no, I don't have anxiety attacks on the highway now. I've also found that if I keep my highway driving under 2 hours or so, it keeps my anxiety down. But if I drive longer distances, then it tends to flare up more. But that's an extreme example in my life where it anxiety could actually be life-threatening. Somehow I was able to logic that anxiety down, whereas social interaction, that one's just a whole different beast. So I hope this video gives you a better idea of who I am. At least for me, being aware of anxiety has made me aware of why I've done a lot of the things in the past and why I do a lot of the things today and why I've been too afraid to do a lot of things in my life that I really wish I would have done. Once you see that anxiety is a cause for a lot of problems, it's easier to say, fuck you, anxiety, and do those things anyway, and realize afterwards that it wasn't so bad and kind of give your anxiety the middle finger. I'm not sure where my future will lead me. Well, if it'll be to medication or not. If so, I'll definitely let people know. I always say this at the end of videos, but I hope you got something out of this. I really do. Because it's hard for me to talk about a subject like this because it's really emotional for me. I wish you the best if you're dealing with anxiety, and I understand a lot of people's where they're coming from when they say they're anxious. And I know that we all have anxiety to different extents and in different ways in different situations. And I'm just hoping that bringing awareness to it can help some people out there, because I really wish I knew about it at a younger age. I'm not really sure what else to talk about on the topic of anxiety. It feels weird saying this at the end of a video like this, but if you like this video, check me out on Patreon. It is how I'm able to make these and all of the videos that I make. And a lot of my patrons have talked to me about anxiety, and I've talked to them about anxiety, and talking to other people really helps. So thank you, patrons. And also I have I have merch and stuff. Like, what, I don't need to say whatever. Just I hope the best for all of you, and I hope that by talking about anxiety, I can help some of you and bring more awareness to the topic, because I don't think it's still known how much this really does affect people, myself included. So it's been Odin Wolf, and bye-bye. And of course, I want to thank my patrons, everybody at the Diamond tier: Syntheros, David G, Multiroy, Connie Kuhn, Staples, Adelwin Ironhoof, Deku Panda, Darth Quietness, Jax, and Slipfox392. Thank you all for your diamond level support. And everybody at Platinum: Robert Deere, Frostbite, Wolf Medic, Wolfman 2011, Simon H, Jaded Fox, Snowy Wolf, Fang Dragon, Fluffy Cinnamon Roll, Aaron H, Blueberry, Tatanka Winterheart, Bioballs, and Dante Wolf. Thank you all for your Platinum support. And everybody at Gold, Silver, and other tiers, thank you so much.